Oh, yes. Yes.
Hello, welcome to Podcast vs. Player episode 62. I'm Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who never played violent video games when he was growing up. Just family-friendly board games with questions like, who murdered this guy with a pipe? It's only Dan.
Cluedo.
Cluedo, you got it!
Yeah, there's a game you don't hear about every day. Not anymore.
I never really played it, if I'm honest.
No, neither did I.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, alright. You?
I'm good, episode 62.
Yeah.
We're racking up then, double digits.
Well, we have been ever since we got to number 11. Or number 10, I guess.
Number 10, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's a good place to start as any.
Yeah.
Would you like some news on this glorious day?
It's not glorious, but yeah, I'll have some bloody news. Go on.
No, it's Sunday. Sunday's never glorious.
No.
New Batman Arkham Knight gameplay video.
Yes, I've seen it.
Have you watched it?
I have indeed.
Pretty good.
It was always pretty good.
To those who don't know, Rocksteady Studios released the latest Arkham Insider video on Friday. These are videos that the team do that show you a bit of behind the scenes of the game. And this one showed off the new dual play option, which is kind of like GTA 5, where you can switch between characters at will. I thought it was rather interesting.
It's kind of, yeah, a bit. Probably GTA is a decent thing, but I'm pretty sure that there's other sort of co-op games where you can sort of do the same thing.
Yeah, like Lego and stuff, but
oh yeah, of course.
This mainly struck me as a GTA 5, not clone, but similar. More so on the heists rather than just switching between while you're driving around and stuff. But
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, where you switch to different vantage points and
yeah.
That's
why it struck me as. But it looks pretty decent. It's got to be said.
I do really like this. The fact that you can work with Nightwing and stuff. However, this is definitely going to be challenge maps only, and this will not be multiplayer. It's only a single player. Sort of team up with Robin and Catwoman and stuff. Although I think it's cool. I think it could have been a multiplayer. That's if you want to get a multiplayer in there. That's how you do it.
That's the way to do it.
Even if it is just the challenge maps, either local or online co-op, and you can team up with other people. You know, maybe have a four-way, just all-out brawl. You know, Catwoman, Robin, Nightwing, Batman. Everyone's randomly selected, and then, oh fuck it, I don't know, throw in some people as the Joker and Harley and stuff. You know, you could have like a full-on massive battle. I think that'd be amazing.
With the exception of the Lego games, I honestly think the last game that let you play as Batman and Robin together was... No, it wasn't even... No, you couldn't even play them together. I was going to say Batman Forever, but I'm pretty sure you could play as Batman or Robin.
Yeah, in the same way of Arkham City, there was... Robin was there, Tim Drake was there, and there was challenge maps where you could play as Robin, but again, it was never... Batman and Robin. No. It was one or the other, which was always a cool thing because I really like Tim Drake's kind of staff shield thing.
Yeah.
So looking forward to more of that for sure.
And of course, there is the Harley Quinn story DLC.
Yes.
Well, it's pre-order bonus, but it'll probably be DLC at some point.
Season pass
and Red Hood as well. Red Hood is the one I'm looking forward to.
Definitely, yeah.
Moving on, the Oculus Rift's recommended PC specs have been announced.
Are they NASA level PC specs?
Well, let's just say I won't be getting one. Whilst the Oculus VR is still keeping the Oculus Rift's price under wraps, the company on Friday cleared up another major lingering question about the device. In a blog post, Oculus revealed the Rift's recommended PC specifications. To get the full Rift experience, the following system setup is recommended.
Okay.
Are you ready, Dan?
Let's see how many of these we can check off then. Okay.
An NVIDIA GTX 970.
Nope.
Or the AMD 290 equivalent or greater.
Okay. Well, bear in mind that the card I'm after in particular, just because the number's higher doesn't necessarily mean that it can do more than any of its predecessors.
Look at the Titan.
Exactly, yeah. The 780 Ti, I think, will easily do anything the 970 can. So, assuming that I still pick that one up, which I intend to, full intention to do so, it's maybe going to be hit and miss. But for games, obviously it'll be fine. But for hardware support, I don't know.
It's still got Project 2 displays.
Exactly.
Both running at 1080.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. Along with that, you need an Intel i5 4590 equivalent or greater, which I have.
I've got that.
I have an i7.
As we both do, yeah.
So I'm good with that at least.
Okay.
8 gig and upwards of RAM.
Yeah.
I've got 16, so I'm alright with that.
Absolutely.
Compatible HDMI 1.3 video output.
Yep, it's in the back of the card.
I do have that. 2 USB 3.0 ports. Yep. I can scratch that one off.
I've got 4 2.0s on the top of the tower. There may be some 3.0s directly into the back, which go into... I don't know, I haven't looked, but there's a possibility of that.
If I have, you should have then.
Yeah, probably, but like I said, I think the main ones are in the back.
And a Windows 7 SP1 or newer.
Okay.
We're both on 8.1.
Yeah, so possibly the only thing we're both lacking is going to be the graphics card power.
There's no possibly about that, Dan. I am lacking.
Oh no, yeah, but the thing is though, you can't really do anything about that.
Yeah.
Whereas I was already intending to rectify that issue. So possibly, but the fact of the matter is, even if I did have the card that I wanted or a better one, the fact is that the Rift would be about the same price anyway.
Well, this is the thing. The price still hasn't been announced yet. And Oculus's goal is to deliver the perfect experience, as they called it, to over 1 billion users.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. If they've got to have at least a 970 and an i5 4590, that's going to be expensive.
Yeah, you're looking at least 600 or 700 quid at least just to get the setup right in order to actually run this, which obviously rules quite a few people out. Not a lot of people have got that much money to burn.
Not on a card.
Well,
some people haven't got to spend on a PC.
Exactly my point.
Card.
Yeah, if you just haven't got the money to put into it, then whatever the price of the Oculus is, unless it can just go into either a console, maybe people just go once every 5 or 6 years or so. They go, I'm getting an upgrade on the console. PC, I've got a laptop. I use that for Word and internet and whatever. But to get the most out of a game, really, if the option's there, PC is usually the better way to go.
It depends on your preference. If you're a Call of Duty fan, there's no real reason to get a PC for Call of Duty.
Well, no, I mean, obviously it does look better.
It does, but
it's negligible. Yeah, because I mean, they don't really make it for how good it looks.
No.
But there's obviously, like with the PC, not necessarily in the current generation of consoles, but certainly not in the previous, where you can only have sort of 32-player maps. On the PC, that was doubled. But for Battlefield and things like that, it's been increased for consoles as well, which means that there's no real difference other than how they look now. But like you say, I mean, for most things where you're going to be doing like big online stuff anyway, it's not really in how good it looks. It's just it's about the online experience.
Exactly, and the fact, I mean, we don't know how much it's going to be. We had it on the news last podcast, I think it was, that it's probably going to be the same price as a console for the Oculus.
Easily, yeah.
So say 300 quid starting point.
Yeah,
that's £300, and then realistically, to get everything out of it, because that was the recommended. So that's basically the minimum settings for the Oculus. I honestly think you're going to be talking between £1,000, £2,000 upwards.
I'd say 1,000 for the actual setup, so your actual rig.
Yeah.
At least, in order to get anything decent.
Is that including a monitor?
No.
Keyboard, mouse?
Nope, I didn't.
No, that's what I mean. So you're talking a fair bit of money, and then the Oculus, and then the games.
Exactly.
That are going to use it.
So,
and then Sony walk in with Project Morpheus.
Yeah, I know.
We're giving it away to PlayStation Plus members.
I know, but still, a billion people. Who the hell gave them that number?
Nah, it's not going to sell. I know who gave them that number. Facebook.
Yeah,
Mark
maybe.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, fuck it. We've got a billion people. We'll just keep advertising it until people break and
How much did we give you for Oculus? £1 billion. Well, I want £1 back off every single user.
Yeah.
That's how we're making our money back.
Or, I'll tell you what, the best way to do it is put a block on everyone's Facebook account until they go and buy an Oculus.
I'd be down with that. I'd love that.
I think that would clear out a lot of the chaff, to be honest.
MySpace would come back.
Oh, MySpace would come back being carried through the streets.
But no, it's a big number. $1 billion is a lot of people. That's a hell of a lot of people.
Well,
it's not going to happen.
No,
no chance.
I mean, I don't know whether they're expecting that like on their opening weekend or something, but GTA 5 can pull that off because it's £40, and people can go, it's going to be great. So yeah,
it's already established as well.
Yeah, I can. But that's the thing. You're absolutely right. They are taking a huge leap with this. I mean. Yeah. It's the same with the Kinect. You know, they took a huge leap with it, that people would absolutely love this new thing. I thought it was a great idea. Then I got it, and I was just like, the technology just isn't there yet. It's not. You know, you can't. And plus, it all, of course, depends on which publishers and which developers are going to cater for that specific market.
Yeah.
Every Call of Duty game that comes out, you know, those are the biggest selling sort of games. Is that going to be Oculus compatible? It should be, but is it? Probably not. Not for a while.
The problem is, it's not a problem, but Kinect only had the games that people put out. So Rare were a big example. They did most of the Kinect games, like Kinect Sports and Rivals and all that shit. I don't actually know if they made any of those games, but the only publisher I know that was making games was Rare.
Right.
Whereas Oculus, it's just open for mods. You want Skyrim on Oculus? It's done. Somebody's already done it.
Yeah.
You want this game? You want Space Engineers? We'll probably get it done.
Yep.
So there's already going to be more games on Oculus than there will be for Kinect.
Yeah, but that's still
good.
Well, of course, but it's still working on the basis that although that option may be there for people, it means that they'd still have to go out and buy it in the first place.
Exactly.
And if you don't want to sit there with a big thing on your head, you know, when you're playing whatever, then you're not going to go and get it.
Well, they still haven't. Rumour, I don't know, I haven't used it, but a lot of people are saying that they still haven't ironed out the motion sickness on it.
Well, that's a big thing for people.
So people go and buy. I really want an Oculus. I'm going to go and spend $1,000 on a PC, and then all the extra bits and bobs, and then however much the Oculus is. But I can only play it for 15 minutes because then I throw up. I'd honestly rather Microsoft have bought them and then they just input their technology and the funds into Kinect, because I think Kinect, as much shit as I give Kinect, I think it's stupid, but I think it's the more interesting.
I think it's
Oculus is really cool in that, but not for this.
I don't know. I just don't think. I don't know. I mean, I prefer the idea of Oculus, if I'm honest. I mean, the whole Kinect thing, it means that you've got to get up and dance about like a twat in your own room, assuming you've even got a room big enough to dance about in, which most people won't have, you know. With an Oculus, you just pop it on your head, and that's it, you're away. And there's plenty of games I can think of that are first person, literally, you turn in your head, and it would be basically a third thumbstick. So left would control your movement, right would control your aiming, and you'd look around and you could see what was going on. I can think of dozens of games where I think that would be brilliant for that. But the fact is, because it's going to be so expensive, and it is like the first step really in this kind of new technology, it's just not going to be there. It's not going to work. You know, we're going to have to. There's going to be the one thing that gets everyone interested in it. It's going to be too expensive. People will, you know, sort of show interest in it, but maybe won't be able to buy it. And then it will keep on developing through the years, and eventually we will get to a cheaper but very good quality version. But I don't think it may be this one. Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's sort of born of the whole thing, really.
Yeah, and they've already said they're aiming for the most competitive prices they can get. And they managed to push out the PS4 for really cheap comparatively, because they used off-the-shelf PC parts. Yeah. They do the same for Morpheus. They're golden.
Yeah.
Because people will buy it because it's the same thing, but it's cheaper.
Exactly.
And you know, there's no argument with that. Whether it's any better is a different story, but we shall see. Anyway, moving on. You might remember we spoke about a Gears of War HD remake a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, some footage is leaked, Dan. 2 videos to be precise. Graphically it looks great.
Yeah.
But it's a remaster.
Yet again.
The footage, however, is it seems to be multiplayer online, but there's only one person playing because everyone's just stood still.
Well, it could just be sort of initial testing and
So
stuff.
I'm assuming it's testing.
Yeah.
Anyway, gameplay videos were originally posted on the Xbox DVR website, which gathers clips recording using the Xbox One's integrated capture technology. However, these clips have since been removed. Naturally, the footage has now appeared in alternative locations. When asked for a statement on the leak, a Microsoft spokesperson said, "We have nothing to announce at this time, other than the fact that the game actually exists," I imagine.
Yeah.
In April, reports suggested Microsoft was working on a HD remaster of the original Gears of War for Xbox One. Additional sources later said Gears of War on the Xbox One features better lighting and improved texture qualities, with multiplayer running reportedly around 60 frames per second and will feature new cinematics. That appears to be true.
We've said it before.
A very elaborate Gary's mod video.
Yeah. We've got no issues with remakes. If you want to do a HD remake, that's fine. Make sure the one that you do is needed, though.
Yeah.
A Gears of War remake is not needed. An Uncharted remake is not needed.
I'll go back. Uncharted one, though.
Well, that's because you're an idiot. But, remake... They've done it every now and then. They've done Final Fantasy VII and, Abe's Odyssey and stuff like that. Those are, old classic games. Those are ones that would need a remake because, they're so outdated. Although people really enjoy them, you just can't look at it because it's so disgusting.
I'll be honest, Abe's Odyssey, the original PS1 version, doesn't look as bad as most PS1 games.
Well, no, I mean, it's 2D, platforming, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's not too much to lose from it. But, like old N64 games and things like that, those are the sort of things that people want to come back. Yeah, exactly. Perfect example. I mean, there was a remake of... Well, almost a remake of that. And that was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
If they did that again, I'd probably go and get it. Yeah, sure.
I would definitely buy it.
Yeah,
the only
but
problem you'd have is I doubt they release it on
No,
PC.
probably not, no.
So you'd have to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, well, I'll just come to yours, it'd be fine. Stay there for a couple of days.
Complete it and go away.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Don't talk to you.
Well, no, it's not. It's more needed than The Last of Us remastered. That was like not even a year after. Well, it might have been a year, but that was very unneeded. I still got it though. But this, I guess I can understand where they're going with it. We spoke about this on the launch, that there wasn't a Gears of War, there wasn't a Halo or anything.
Yeah.
And then they basically kind of listened to us and just gone, well, here you are. There's all 4 Halo games remastered and there's the first Gears of War.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Instead of giving a new game.
Yeah, instead of just re-releasing the ones that you've already got and people like, try again. Have another go. And then in 10 years, when people are bored of your new IPs, then go back and do a Gears of War remaster. And people go, oh shit, no way, a brand new Gears of War remake. Brilliant, I'll definitely buy that.
Yeah.
Not now. Oh, these people.
So just out of fun, we'll each pick 3 games of what we think will be the next remaster, whether it's on Xbox One, PS4, PC, whatever. There hasn't got to be a game you want to be remastered, just what you think will be remastered. See if we get at least one right.
Okay. Well, one is a really old game from the late 90s, Shenmue, or Shenmue, depending on how you pronounce it.
Dreamcast.
That had a super big following at the time. And still, quite a few people do talk about it, so I think it's something that could be brought back, maybe revived slightly. Had a kick-ass soundtrack on it, so...
Really enjoyable, actually. I imagine a remake more likely than a sequel
or something. Yeah, I agree.
Because they've got no money.
Yeah, exactly.
My first one is Alan Wake.
What, from the Xbox 360?
From the Xbox 360. I loved that game. I think more people would buy a remaster.
See, that's still quite new though. I think we've thought. I think I'm thinking back a bit too far, maybe. rather than something fairly recently that's just been popular.
Well, Eve's Odyssey's just been remastered. That's older than Shenmue.
I know, yeah, but Gears of War, Uncharted, they're all fairly recent.
We've still got another 2.
Yeah, I suppose. Second one, maybe just out of pure wanting, maybe more than anything. Knights of the Old Republic.
I would love that.
An actual story, proper RPG campaign, BioWare, Mass Effect style, that sort of thing.
I'd be fine with Obsidian doing it, to be honest.
Either way, yeah. But I mean, the MMO is fine for its MMO purposes, but it's still not the same thing.
No.
So, because a lot of people have been banging on about it, I think they're just going to put more into the online. Knights of the Old Republic more than anything. But with BioWare already working on some sort of Mass Effect kind of game, I doubt we're going to see it for a few years. But I think inevitably we will get back to it, and I think they will do it again because I think people would go batshit crazy for it. I mean, look at Battlefront.
Well, yeah, everyone's just gone absolutely berserk,
and just
so excited for it,
and rightly so. But if they went back, I'd still say that Knights of the Old Republic is still more popular than Battlefront.
Definitely.
But Battlefront was still brilliant, and people have gone crazy for that. So I think a return to that would be perfect.
Yeah, I'd be happy. I'm going to annoy you again, Dan, and go with another slightly newer one.
Okay.
One we've already said before, BioShock.
There's certainly, considering it's already a trilogy, there's certainly potential there to say we'll just get all, 1 and 2 running to the same sort of specs and frame rate and everything that Infinity was.
Yeah.
Infinite, sorry.
Yeah, Infinite.
That is, out of any of the ones I've thought of, that's probably the most likely, mainly for the fact that it is so popular.
Yeah.
But what I'd like them to do is just say, no, we don't need any of that remake nonsense, we just get better as we go. And they're just going to say, BioShock 4. That's what we're going to do.
It's money.
Yeah, it's true.
I was going to say... Oh no, it's your turn, sorry. I stole your go.
Oh, right, okay. Last one. Like I say, just off the top of my head, I'd say they'd probably go back and redo Call of Duty, maybe 1 or 2. The original sort of World War II, D-Day, that whole thing. And that is actually one I would like them to go back and remaster.
I don't know, they don't seem like the kind of developers to push out the same game twice.
I know, right?
To be honest, out of everything we've said, that's the most fucking likely one.
But the thing is, though, that would be something that would be interesting because, I mean, the original Call of Duty and the original Medal of Honor, they were in the sort of 90s, early 2000s. They were sort of the big...
I loved the first Medal of Honor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
It literally just starts you on D-Day. It was so good.
Not now, though.
Probably not now. But yeah, like Call of Duty was still, it was still new. It was interesting. It actually had historical roots rather than them just making it up as they were going along. So they can do as many Ghosts and Black Ops as they Advanced Warfare as they want to. But I think that if they went back and remastered it, I think that people would probably still be annoyed at the fact that they've gone back and remastered it. But I think it's one that maybe could actually be worth, rather than just going Call of Duty.
I've got a better idea.
It could be worth going back and doing it again.
They do a remake. Have they done a remake of what World War was Hitler?
Oh, fuck me. Are you kidding me?
I'm shit at history, Dan.
Right, this isn't just history of the Tudors. This is
2, innit?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I thought it was. Anyway,
bloody hell.
Have they done World War 2? Call of Duty.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 were all called Duty 2.
Right.
World War 2.
The end. It's all it's to remaster. It's all like the World War 2 setting and stuff. And then at the end, you see Hitler in the bunker, and he's got a mech he's got a Titan from Titanfall.
Yeah, he's in like a steampunk exosuit.
That'd be amazing. I'd buy it.
That's the sort of crazy path they're on at the moment. It probably wouldn't be.
That.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too long before it's super mecha zombie Hitler or something.
He takes his rubber mask off, and it's Kevin Spacey, not Hitler.
Why would it be Kevin Spacey?
He was in the last fucking Call of Duty.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of Kevin Bacon.
The Hollow Man.
yeah. Kevin Bacon would be. Oh, that'd be awesome if it was Hitler was actually Kevin Bacon this whole time.
And his whole job, instead of like killing off all the Jews and stuff, he was just trying to sell EE. It just went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, my last one, pretty unlikely. Siphon filter.
I think you've got more chance of an original Metal Gear remaster rather than Siphon filter. Mainly for the fact that was the sort of the big war at the time before it was, sort of Battlefield and Call of Duty and that.
Yeah.
It was.
Siphon filter. I like Siphon filter.
I never got around to playing it.
I really liked it. I did. Yeah.
I was too busy with like the 3 discs of Metal Gear Solid, to be honest.
I'd well past that. Anyway, that's it, Dan, for the news.
Okay.
Big news this week. This is probably where we're going to find out if we're right.
Okay.
E3 is next month.
Woo!
And earlier on this week, Sony announced its E3 briefing time and date, and Square Enix shifted its show earlier. I can't actually remember the dates now. I have wrote them down, so we'll get to that. And this year's press conference schedule is now complete.
Excellent.
So, without further ado, let's have a look, Dan.
Let's.
So, E3 2015 press conference schedule starts Sunday, June the 24th, and for the first time, Bethesda. They have got their own dedicated conference.
So are they doing a new Skyrim or something, maybe?
Skyrim or Dishonored is my bet.
Elder Scrolls? Yeah, maybe.
I really want Dishonored. I've heard rumblings of a Dishonored remake.
Right.
I'd rather a sequel, if I'm honest.
Well, there was a game that they actually canned, which kind of turned into Dishonored, something called District 9. And quite honestly, I'd quite like them to say, we've been working on it for like 10 years, and we just thought, fuck it, we're just going to go for it. And it's Knights Templar in France, big riots, and it would basically be Assassin's Creed now, so they probably wouldn't be able to do it. But
yeah.
I'd like them to go back and sort of pick up some old work, maybe.
Yeah, maybe change it to something else.
Yeah.
Like they do with Dishonored.
Maybe.
Monday, June 15th, at 9:30 a.m, so whatever time that is over here, Microsoft is kicking off. Followed at 1 p.m, EA. 3 p.m. is Ubisoft, and 6 p.m. is Sony.
Excellent.
Tuesday, June 16th is Nintendo at 9 a.m, Square Enix at 10 a.m, and the PC gaming show at 5 p.m.
Well, we'll have to double check the times for over here, because they may be like 4 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. Either way, times we're probably not going to be up and around.
Well, 5 p.m. is I think that's like, I can't remember what it is now. If it's like 10 a.m. in America, it's like 6 o'clock here.
Right.
I'm sure it is.
Okay, so we'd still probably be around.
Yeah, we'll still be alive, hopefully. But
no, I meant actually after work and stuff, yeah.
But that goes through, E3 begins properly June 16th through June 18th. So we won't really know any games going on there. These are like the conferences.
Yeah.
So from from Tuesday all the way through to June 18th will be all the shows where we'll see all the games. What games do we think are going to be there, Dan? It's a surprise.
I'm going to go on a limb, and I got Tomb Raider right last year, as in Rise of the Tomb Raider. This year I'm only willing to put my money on one thing, and that is a new Bioshock.
Really?
Yep.
A new one or a remaster?
I'm just going to say Bioshock at this point. Mainly for the fact that I want it. It could be, yeah. I don't think they'd go to a show and just say, we've remade the same games we've already shown you, and people are like, get the fuck off the stage. I want them to say, we've got a brand new Bioshock. They've done the episodes now, the Buried Under the Sea thing, all that's out of the way. Now they can come out and say, this time next year, or in 8 months' time or whatever, they'll have a brand new Bioshock out, and it's going to be mind-blowing. Here's a look, and then it's just loads of footage that you'll never ever see the game. Just like they did last time.
E3 every year.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's the only one I'd be willing to put some kind of money on.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. I can take sort of educated guesses, but the fact is that most of our sort of logical, educated guesses are usually replaced with nonsensical bullshit.
Well, I'm willing to put a substantial amount of money on Battlefront being there.
Another one? Oh, Battlefront.
Battlefront, yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking Battlefield. Yeah, but that doesn't really count as anything interesting. We've already seen it.
No, but you just like games you put money on being there.
Well, yeah.
I wanted to win some money.
Probably gameplay, if anything, yeah.
Yeah, they'll definitely see some gameplay.
Yeah.
We better do anyway.
Well, yeah. But I mean, with a big zombie thing, possibly a new Dead Rising, possibly a new...
It's been pushed back, hasn't it? Dead Island 2.
Dead Island, yeah.
That's been pushed back, so I don't think we'll see that.
Yeah, maybe Left 4 Dead 3, maybe. Although, Valve don't exactly go for threes.
Yeah, I can't see that happening, if I'm honest.
Well, Left 4 Dead's still got a huge following on the PC.
Then again,
I know for a fact.
There's got to be some decent PC games coming out if they've got their own fucking slot.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't
they didn't
remember.
have that last year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember we watched it last year, and I don't remember anything PC based coming out because it was all mainly sort of third party stuff we were interested in, Rainbow Six and all that. But there's probably a new Resident Evil. Nintendo will do new Mario. Blah blah blah.
I don't think we'll see any Mario other than Mario, like the Game Creator one we saw last year. I think that'll be earlier this year. Sorry. I know we won't see any Zelda because they pushed it back and they said don't expect to see it at E3.
Well, it could just be a little ruse just to throw you off the scent, maybe.
I'm hoping so because I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
To be totally honest, Dan, I really don't know other than the stuff we know is going to be there.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in for some nice surprises.
I hope so. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Even though it's not coming out, and we know it's not coming out this year, I want to see some more Uncharted. Even if it's just to show us how they're coming along.
Could be.
But I reckon we'll see some Morpheus.
Probably, yeah.
Not Lawrence Fishburne.
No, I know. It'll be sort of put up on the screen or whatever. But Mirror's Edge and all that sort of stuff. There's a possible launch there for it, I guess. They tie it in.
Be a good showcase for it at least. But other than that, with the exception of like Need for Speed and stuff.
Yeah, like the standard, Madden and the baseball and all that sort of stuff. They're pretty much a guarantee. MMA and wrestling and stuff.
These are the years I'm more looking forward to, though, where we don't know what's coming.
Absolutely. I mean, when we can see trends and things, and we can say, well, there's probably going to be a new one of these, and I think a remastered section will certainly be there. I'm pretty sure, even if it's not one that we've said, I'm pretty sure there will be some kind of remastered or an original, maybe put to dead IP from years ago that is brought back or something like that. Even if it's just one, exactly, Crackdown, something like that.
Interesting.
I would like to see some Bullfrog stuff, though. To be honest, return to the
Are they even still going?
I don't think so. No,
because we already had Syndicate.
Yeah, well, that was still like 4 or 5 years ago,
and it's fucking god awful.
I know, yeah, but a return to sort of theme park worlds or theme hospital, maybe like a theme Jurassic Park, something like that. For God's sake, there
was a game. I can't remember what it's called now. It was on PS1, and you played like a futuristic cop, like a woman.
Right.
I'm sure it was like Chaos something. Okay. It was really cool. I'd love them to bring that back.
Okay, well, you're going to give us a little bit more detail on it.
I can't remember what it was called.
Well, then it's definitely not coming back.
It was like a sandbox game before GTA 3 came out. Because it was on PS1. I can't remember. I'll find it. I'll put it on the website.
Okay.
But I think we're lucky in the fact that we know there's not going to be a Call of Duty unless it's a remaster or a Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield I'm fairly confident on. Call of Duty Zombies has already been thrown about.
Yeah.
But that would obviously tie into Advanced Warfare. However, as it's only been out for, I don't even want to make a guess, I'd say about 5 months, 6 months maybe.
If that, yeah.
Yeah. I think there probably will be.
Really?
Honestly, yeah.
You think they're going to announce a new Call of Duty or a new Battlefield?
No, not Battlefield. Battlefield takes too long in development time. But a sequel to Advanced Warfare. We already know there's going to be, Ghosts 3? Or Black Ops 3, sorry. Yeah. That one's already out. I don't. If anything, maybe they'll just show videos on that, maybe.
Titanfall 2.
Maybe, but no one cared.
No one cared. We know that the sequel is going to be multi-platform. And I think it'll have a single-player campaign.
Yeah.
I don't particularly care, but I've got a good feeling that'll be there.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else, though? Anything else is up for grabs, I suppose.
Yeah. Surprises are delightful.
Yes. Well, we've got a few more weeks before it's actually shown, so we may hear rumours and various other bits and pieces before that time, so if we do, we'll bring them up in future podcasts to see if we were right. If not, obviously we'll do a special.
We'll have an E3 special.
Exactly, yeah.
On that note, Dan, that's it for the E3 news.
Okay.
What we are going to end on is some bad news.
Yes.
Supergirl.
Yes, Supergirl.
Won't be at E3 this year.
I hope not.
No. If you haven't seen it, there's a 6-minute video of a first look, similar to what they did with Flash.
Yeah. Of
the new CW Supergirl show. And I'll be completely honest, I fucking hate it.
Well, this, I'm going to give it somewhat of a benefit of a doubt, mainly for the fact that this is not aimed at me and you. Flash, Arrow, they are. Maybe Arrow more so, but Flash is, it could go either way. This is definitely not.
This hit me as a Gossip Girl type show.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a sort of ugly Betty
to have superpowers.
With, it's just, someone working in the fashion industry is going to be a big sort of devil wears Prada, Meryl Streep kind of boss who's just going, "Where you're worthless, and then she's like, yeah, well, I can lift planes and stuff, so fuck you." And it's just going to be, the thing is, though, I know that they can do better than this. I know that they can write strong female characters.
And I hate to say it, but look at Felicity and Laurel. And
Laurel, perfect example. They obviously put her through massive amounts of trauma and stuff. And they've had her, become an alcoholic, but she was a lawyer. She was a good lawyer, and then she, becomes Canary and stuff. So they've obviously, they've got a proper. But I just can't see this person just going, "Oh my god, ice cream! Oh my god, boys! Oh god, oh cape! Oh look at these little pants!" And it's just like, oh come on, the Supergirl is actually quite an interesting character.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it, for God's sake! Don't ruin it.
There wasn't a single part, other than the fact of seeing the actress in Little Red Hot Pants. Not a single part of that video that I liked.
No, Jimmy Olsen. He looks like a pretty good actor, but that's not Jimmy Olsen.
No.
Jimmy Olsen wears a bow tie and he's a big fat nerd. Yeah. He's not fat, but
No, he's a big nerd.
But this guy just looks like the coolest guy I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're not Jimmy Olsen.
It's like if Samuel L. Jackson worked in the newspaper business when he was younger.
Yeah. It just doesn't.
That wasn't racist, right. By the way. It was
Samuel
L. Jackson is cool as fuck.
Yeah, of course he is. But and then she's just like, oh, Jimmy, oh, hello. You're nice and cute, aren't you? If he'd have been, they even made what's he called, Bobby from X-Men, Iceman. Yeah. He was Jimmy Olsen in Smallville, and he still had that kind of nerdy, wearing cardigans and all that sort of stuff. He still had the nerdy look going on. And now they've just got some big buff guy, put him in tight shirts and stuff, and she's going to be like, oh, Jimmy, oh. Look at you. And then she, I reckon he's going to be like her Lois Lane. So he's going to be getting himself into trouble, being a photographer and stuff, and she's going to have to keep coming in and saving him.
Yeah. And I can only have sex in one position or she'll crush him with the thighs.
Yeah. It's from a distance, yeah.
But, no, it was massively disappointing.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into any of the other DC TV shows because we've actually got a whole video planned for them.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to include Supergirl in that. But,
well, that's the thing. Do you think there'd actually be crossovers?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all CW. Arrow and Flash obviously made a big thing about teaming up.
The thing is, Arrow, in particular, goes out of its way to make sure it doesn't reference things that aren't connected. So
Yeah.
there's no mention of Batman, there's no mention of Superman, this, that and the other. And then Flash is a little less lackadaisy in its approach.
Yeah, Flash actually does sort of, there's this guy in this place, and then spoiler, but in the last episode of Flash, that was a really good episode. I'm sorry, but that really was. But he said, they closed down Ferris Airfield because one of their test pilots went missing. Now, who on earth could that be?
Mr. Jordan.
Exactly. So, like you say, they're not afraid of sort of referencing other people, other characters and superheroes and stuff. Especially with the, what's it called, Legends of Tomorrow, whatever it is. Hawkgirl and stuff are getting thrown in there as well. Brilliant. Putting Captain Cold and Heatwave in there, ridiculous.
It just made sense, didn't it?
Well, that's the thing, though. They put Hawkgirl in as a new character. They've already got Ray Palmer in there as an established character. Yeah. We saw his atomization, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Ant-Man, that's all I'm going to say. Ant-Man, obviously, that's the thing, though. When you've got characters like Superman and things, there's only one real way that you can do it, and that's in a movie. When you've got millions and millions to spend on the special effects, and so everything looks great. So when you go and watch Man of Steel, or Superman Returns, for God's sake, and then you watch...
Whoa, no. Atom looks way better than Superman Returns.
No, I'm talking about the Supergirl sort of flying around.
Oh, yeah, no.
You can still... That's the thing, you can film Superman from a distance, above the planet and, zipping around and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And it looks great, but when you haven't got the budget to do it, it's going to be close-ups, all the time, or just punching people. I think even Smallville would have had a bigger budget than this.
I'll be honest, Smallville's effects weren't horribly bad for its time. It's quite dated now. But this is why I always think Arrow looks better than Flash, because there's no real special effects there.
No, there's fight choreographers and people on wires and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's easily done.
Yeah, there's no superpowered people.
No.
Whereas with Flash, obviously, there's a lot of them, which means that they need to have a bigger budget to cope with it.
But that's why Ray always looks out of place.
Yeah, kind of, because he just looks like he's in Daredevil's outfit.
Yeah, essentially.
But that's the thing, though. Yeah, I just don't think that they'd have the budget in order to be able to pull off a proper Supergirl TV show.
No.
Which means that to make up for that, because you can forgive that if the story's interesting, if the characters are interesting, and I really don't think, to me personally, they are going to be. I'm not going to be able to relate to them. I'm not going to go, God, I wish I was Supergirl. And if you read, Wonder Woman and stuff like that in the comics and things, she's incredibly strong and powerful, and she doesn't take any shit from anyone. And you just think, God, I'll tell you what, yeah, fuck it. If they gave me the option of being Green Arrow or Wonder Woman, I'd go Wonder Woman, definitely.
For different reasons. Give me a bottle of gin and an hour.
Yeah.
But the problem is with the crossover, they've already referenced Superman.
In Supergirl?
Supergirl.
Oh, multiple times.
And she crosses over with Arrow and Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Then the question is, well, everything was going to shit, where the fuck was Superman?
Maybe he was dealing with Zod at the exact same time.
No.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, where was Batman?
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. But it depends on if they say it's Superman from Superman Returns, say. So maybe he went back to Krypton.
He went back to being Ray Palmer.
Yeah, he took on a whole new persona.
That'd be ace if they did a crossover. And she's like,
don't recognise you.
He's like, nope, don't know who you are.
Yeah, just putting his glasses away.
But no, I mean, the crossover is going to be inevitable. And maybe this is a way of doing a TV version of the Justice League, but instead of Superman, it'll be Supergirl.
True, but that means that obviously the big names they wouldn't be able to bring into it. So you wouldn't have Green Lantern, you wouldn't have Batman, Superman, you wouldn't have Aquaman or Wonder Woman or Cyborg, because obviously they're going to be in the JLA film.
Yeah.
So it's going to be... Exactly, so they've got the Atom, they've got Flash, they've got Green Arrow.
Flash is in the film.
Is he?
Yeah.
What, in Dawn of Justice?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, no way. Well, I fucking hope to Christ then it's Gareth, what's his name?
No, because Stephen Amell went off his tits.
Because they didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, man, unlucky. Although, actually, quite a good thing is that when Constantine was announced that it was cancelled, He did say that he wanted to save Constantine, and he wanted to he wanted to be in it.
Yeah.
Or he said, I'll let you put me in there, to save it. And I think that Constantine would have been a brilliant crossover.
Yeah.
I think that would have been fucking amazing, because it would have been like some demon or something that you can't deal with. It's going around on the rampage, and then all of a sudden, Flash shows up, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on here?
I leave for a day and I'll come. What the fuck's this?
But if Flash has made a reference to Green Lantern,
yeah, it's doable.
Maybe I think it would be easier to put him in there, once a season, and just sort of spend a bit of budget on him, and all he's got to do is just make green things.
I can't see why they can't be allowed to use characters just because they're going to be in a film. We already know that the DC films and the DC TV shows are not connected in any way.
Yeah.
So people aren't going to get confused.
Well, that depends. I mean, how many Superman references? Obviously, they've said on multiple times, "Oh, my cousin," blah blah blah, and we've seen a picture of Superman and what potentially is an actual Superman, like holding his hand out to her. Assuming that is Superman and not anybody else, Martian Manhunter or whoever. Do you think they'd actually be able to get maybe not necessarily actually Superman in there flying about, but do you reckon they'd even say his name?
No,
because she keeps saying my cousin. She doesn't say Cal. She doesn't say Clark. She doesn't say Superman. Like all the three words that are like licensed, they definitely wouldn't be able to say. But my cousin, you can get away with that. That's fine.
Yeah, I reckon they'll stick with cousin.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, because obviously her powers are identical to that. They're related, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
The fact that this whole thing is, she's like, I don't even know if I can fly. What do you mean you don't know if you can fly? Superman is there, flying about. You're from the same fucking family, on the same planet. Do you really think you're not going to be able to have the exact same powers that he does?
Yeah.
I don't know if there are any story arcs where different Kryptonians get different powers. But certainly in the media, sort of film and TV-wise, every Kryptonian has had the same skill set.
Yeah.
Because the sun affects them in a certain way. So how on earth could you possibly think that she wouldn't be able to have the exact same powers as him? Maybe not as strong. Maybe she wouldn't be able to fly as fast. She's got a smaller physique or whatever. That's fine.
She could probably fly faster.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Less to carry.
I guess. But, maybe she wouldn't be as strong, because obviously her muscles wouldn't be as big as Superman's. Which would make sense.
Wonder Woman's stronger than Superman.
True, but she's like a demigod or something, isn't she?
Yeah.
So, exactly, yeah. So it's... I mean, they've just got sort of biology and physics on their side rather than ancient magic.
Anyway, we're getting far too in-depth with this.
Yeah, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give a couple of episodes a go, see how we go.
But I ain't got high hopes. Anyway.
Well, considering that Arrow was in first episode of Flash, and it was just sort of linking them together, and they were gonna, it sort of set the tone. We don't even know what city this is going to be in. It's obviously not going to be Metropolis. It cannot be Metropolis.
No.
But they also wouldn't put it in Central City. They wouldn't put it in Star City or Starling City, whatever. But if she's in a city on the other side of the country, maybe she wouldn't be able to just nip over and help out.
She would, because she can fly at the speed of sound.
True, but obviously they're not going to have her doing that, because then they'd realise that she's incredibly powerful, and all of a sudden she'd just beat the shit out of everyone and fry everyone's faces.
No, because you know what'll happen? She'll meet Oliver Queen and she'll be all gooey-eyed.
Yeah, and then she'll get into a bitch fight with Felicity.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And Barry. He's mine. Anyway, what is coming up on the channel?
Space Engineers we are making good progress with.
We are indeed.
So, fucking hell, it's a pain in the arse, but we're getting there.
Slowly,
Minecraft,
surely.
Not even worth mentioning, to be honest. We've got another Is It a Peanut or Is It a Person?
We do.
That's going to be coming up. We've got another Can You Believe It? And we've also got some more Challenge Dan, or whatever the fuck the other thing was called.
Talk to Dan.
Yes, that was it, yeah. We've already forgotten about what we've made. Okay, but yeah, more of that. Hopefully another PvP show as well.
We also have a DC TV show lowdown, which will actually go up this time, because the last one we did got flagged.
Yeah.
Because CW wasn't happy with the footage that we used. So we won't make that mistake again.
No. But what we're going to do is we're going to wait until we see the last episode of Flash.
Yep.
Callum is going to catch up on Gotham because I've already finished Gotham. And then we're going to have a big old chat about all the DC programs at the moment. Hopefully by that point, because I didn't see as to when Supergirl actually came out, or comes out, should I say. Hopefully by this sort of time next week, we may either have a date or even have the first episode.
A pilot, at least.
But super spoilers for that, obviously.
Yes. On that note, though, we're going to go.
Yeah.
And keep tuned to the website, which is www.podcastversusplayer.com or .co.uk. There's a brand new article gone up from Dan himself about some game that we're not going to talk about.
All right, calm down.
For various reasons. But it's there if you want to read it, I guess.
Yes.
Check out the YouTube, which is youtube.com/podcastversusplayer. Latest video is it a person or is it a peanut? Which is our super fun game that we made the other day.
Yes.
And obviously the rest of the content that will be going up very, very soon.
Indeed.
Would you like to tweet us? Well, you can.
What the fuck was that?
I was expecting you to jump in with the
right.
Twitter.
Sorry, I was actually listening. I thought I was just listening back to an old one. Well, you are pretty old, sir.
Thanks. I remember when this was all field. If you would like to tweet us, you can at podcastvplayer, or you can email us at playervpodcast@gmail.com. I did them all this week, Dan.
You did.
Because you cannot be trusted.
You can also go to the website at www.podcastplayer.cc.uk.
What?
That's right?
No.
Oh.
What?
Bye!
Oh, yes.